Today I'm going to talk to you about paraphrasing. What is paraphrasing? Paraphrasing is when you express the meaning of something written or spoken using different words. It's kind of like decoding this puzzle. By changing the picture clues with different letters and words, you'll come up with something different. Stay tuned to the end of the video to find out the answer to this puzzle. There are 5 easy steps to paraphrasing. Step 1. Separate the information. Step 2. Select the important words, but don't replace proper nouns or numbers. Step 3. Replace those words with substitutes. Step 4. Complete new sentences by rearranging the order. Step 5. Review and check to see if the new sentence has the same meaning as the original, only with different words in a different order. Step 1. Separate the information. Choose the paragraph you want to paraphrase and separate them by sentences, or 2 if they're small. I chose this as part of the article that appeared in Scholastic.com. It was about Fortnite. This was a paragraph, and since these 2 sentences were small, I put them together as one sentence. Then you're going to go through each sentence and select the important words in each sentence that you're going to replace. Important word examples are nouns, main verbs, adjectives, adverbs, question words, which are who, what, when, where, and why, and negatives like not or never. Step 3. Find the replacement words. We're usually going to use a synonym, not cinnamon, like you put on toast, synonym. What is a synonym? It's another word that is more or less interchangeable with the word at hand. So here are some synonym examples. The picture was hard to describe. The picture was difficult to describe. Hard and difficult in this example have the same meaning, so they are synonyms of one another. When you want to select a synonym in a sentence, the way that you do it is to select the word that you want to replace, then right-click your mouse and select synonyms. Here's how you do it. I want to change the word harmful because I'm not going to change the word Fortnite because it's a proper noun, and remember, I don't replace proper nouns or numbers. So the first word that I'm going to come up that I want to replace is harmful. After I select it, I keep my mouse on top of it, I do a right mouse click, and I go to synonyms. Then I have to read which one of these is the best option for the synonym for harmful, and I think unsafe is a reasonable replacement. Fortnite is unsafe for kids. Now I'm ready to continue on. Now, if the original sentence has a word like addictive, once you select the word addictive and you do a right mouse click and go to synonyms, there are no suggestions for you. Of course, you can use a thesaurus, but I find that it's easier just to use a Google search. In your Google search bar, you type in the word synonym for addictive, and then it will give you some results. This is the results that it gave me for addictive. It tells me that it's an adjective, and it gives me the definition. It also says that the synonyms are habit forming. So habit forming is a good alternative for addictive. You're going to continue replacing important words with synonyms. For example, Fortnite is harmful for kids. Kids with a right click, synonym, children. So children is a good replacement. Change kids to children. Complete new sentences by rearranging the order. So after you're done replacing all of your words with synonyms or different words, you need to change the order of your sentence so that it doesn't have the same sentence structure that the original author had. I like to take the end of the original sentences and move it to the beginning, then move the old beginning to the new end. So it's like this. if the sentences we changed were, number one, Fortnite is unsafe for children, and number two, first of all, it can be habit forming, what I'm going to do then is focus on sentence 2 to begin my new sentence. I'll have to add a word or two to make it make sense. But how about something like, because Fortnite can be habit forming, comma, now I can put the rest of my information in. It is unsafe for children. So you see how these sentences kind of flip-flopped the order the way that they originally appeared. You can leave out words that you don't need, like first of all, or any other words that don't make sense for your paraphrased sentence. Step 5. Review and check to see if it has the same meaning as the original. Write the new sentence down and read it back. Does it make sense? If not, ask yourself what you're not happy with and why. Both sentences should say the same thing in a different way. So this original sentence, Fortnite is harmful for kids. First of all, it can be addictive. Does this say the same thing as this? Because Fortnite can be habit forming, it is unsafe for children. They basically say the same thing, but in a completely different way, which is your goal when you're paraphrasing. Now, sometimes you will come across words that you cannot find synonyms for, either with a right mouse click or just by Googling it. Sometimes you can just use common sense instead of looking up a synonym for tricky words or phrases. For example, twin brother can be replaced with sibling. In this case, twin brother was replaced with sibling. And parents over here can be replaced with mom and dad. So if you can do that, you should do that. But some words, like plays, we need to find a synonym for. In this case, we found competes. Or the word set. In this case, when we are setting a time limit, we're enforcing a time limit. Just make sure that when you choose a synonym, it makes sense for the sentence that you chose. Sometimes synonyms have more than one meaning. So be careful not to choose the wrong meaning when you choose a synonym. Then mix it up and create a new paraphrase sentence, just like we did before. Here's your the original sentence was here. This is the sentence with new words, and this is the sentence that has been rearranged and rewritten. So does this, my sibling competes so much that my mom and dad had to enforce a cutoff time. Now starting with the second half of the sentence. My mom and dad had to enforce a cutoff time because my sibling competes so much. And the original sentence read, my twin brother plays so much that my parents had to set a time limit. Do you see how these two are similar, but they're said in a different way and in a different order? Next, we're going to try this on our own. The directions here say to change the red words into synonyms. So the first one that we come across, well, this obviously is not selected because it's a proper noun, but violent is in red. So we're going to select the word violent, do a right mouse click, synonyms, and let's change it to a word that makes sense. Maybe it's intense. Sure, it doesn't show blood. Well, let's find a reasonable replacement for blood. Right click, synonym. I like gore. Gore makes the most sense. We would never replace it with a word that still has part of the same word in it. And plasma doesn't make sense in this sentence. And family, sometimes when we're considering the word blood, we have blood is in your family. That doesn't mean the same as blood is being used in this sentence, so that wouldn't be correct. So gore makes the most sense. Now here's the word players, and I know that when kids play Fortnite, they are known as gamers, so I don't even have to look that up. I can just go ahead and replace that on my own with gamers. Kill would be a right mouse click, synonym. And any one of these, slay, murder, slaughter, execute. Let's try slaughter. That's too intense for kids. All of these words we'll just leave alone. Intense is the next word. Right click, synonyms, intense. Maybe it's too extreme for kids. And then change the word kids to children. Right click, synonym, children. Okay, now we're going to mix it up. We're going to start out with the end of the sentence as much as we possibly can. So we're going to say something like, Fortnite is, and then I'm going to look to the end of the sentence, too extreme for children. Although it doesn't show gore, gamers still slaughter each other, and this is too intense. Okay, now there are other ways to do this. So yours might look slightly different than this, but you can see how we started out with the end of the sentence first, and then we brought in the beginning of the sentence, adding new words like although to make the sentence make sense. This is the original sentence. Besides, Fortnite is violent. Sure, it doesn't show blood, but players still kill each other, and that's too intense for kids. And our new mixed up sentence is, Fortnite is too extreme for children, although it doesn't show gore. Gamers still slaughter each other, and this is too intense. Now you're ready to do one on your own. Your mission is to change these red words into their synonyms. And then you're going to mix it up to complete the sentence below. Go ahead and pause the video and then show me your work, and I will show you the solution for the puzzle that we saw right back here, unless you already figured it out. Happy paraphrasing!